Aha, I see us. I am talking. This is my sound test. Now, Will, you say something.
Hello, 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 hello.
Taylor, you say something.
Sounds great. It worked fine.
Will, can you talk again? There was a bit of reverb when you did it.
You sure it just wasn't me saying the same word over and over again?
Okay. You can be heard. You're a little reverby, but I think it's fine. Okay. Cool team. Go dark and come back on at 8.
Cool,
See you all
cool.
then. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. It has been a long 2 weeks, but we are back. It's time for our next episode of Summer Tuck Trivia. Thank you all so much for joining us again. We hope you all are well and safe wherever you may be at this time. If you're new, or just forget our names, which is fine. We're not very memorable. I am Michael. I'm joined by two great friends. We got Teo. Teo, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. Long 2 weeks since last trivia.
It's a time of a lot of change right now, right? Our class has left the dorms. The dorms are getting ready for the new class of T22s to come in. Internships are nearing their end. People are leaving their jobs. It is a transitionary time, I think.
For sure.
Lot of happening, but thank God that we can come here and do trivia and distract ourselves for a little bit.
Absolutely. Stoked.
And of course, second, back for the second week in a row, we have Will. Will, how's it going?
What's up, guys? Things are good. Selling into the new digs in New York here.
Nice.
yeah,
Yes, Will went through a big move since we last spoke. Teo too, I believe. So I'm just trapped in my trivia void that I stay in forever. So no change for me. But good to be back. How you feeling about tonight's trivia, Will? You think it's tough? Think it's easy? What are you thinking?
I think it's good. You know, we got a lot of flack after last time, but actually the win rates would suggest that they were no harder than typical, despite people's complaints. So I think we got a good mix this time. We should have some good discussion spurred, I hope, and I'm looking forward to getting going.
We've begun a fun game on our side where I try to write Will questions that he can't pronounce, and vice versa to some degree, but I'm just meaner about it. So we get that play out, which is always a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us so much again. Very quickly, as always, we can talk the rules. 4 rounds, 10 questions, all scored equally. If you miss a question, don't worry. There's a summary slide at the end. Any questions, type them into the YouTube chat. We'll respond either there or over the stream or both. One person from each team, one captain, needs to submit the answers at the end of the round via Qualtrics. Spell the team name exactly the same, otherwise Teo is not going to be able to give you points, or it's going to be more difficult for Teo.
Please.
And we don't want to make anything more difficult for Teo.
Thank you.
I got your back. Also, in that first round, please tell us how many people you got on your team this week, just so we can get a feel for how many of you are out there as we talk into an empty and endless void. Other than your team name, spelling does not matter. Questions will be all over the place. Don't cheat, please and thank you. And if there are technical difficulties, we're having some storms where I'm at, so hopefully I'm able to keep my power. But if we do have technical difficulties, let us know. We'll be in contact with you via the YouTube chat, via email, whatever the case may be. To catch us up for where we are as we calculate our season, we finished through 2 weeks, and Chevy's Surfs leads the way at 70 points. But right on their heels, Ungendered Trivia Parental Figures on 69. After that, we got the Sunshine Revival Band, Wolves of Allen Street, No Shit Sherman, Vonna Get It, Lone Pine Brigade, The Rubays, Fuzzy Dunlop, DK and the Sunshine Band. And then Trivia is Subjective, tied with If You Know, You Know.
You've been practicing. I'm impressed.
Just gotta run through, vocal exercises all day. Some tight matchups here. Obviously, a really close race at the top, but we're only 2 weeks in. Plenty of time left for movement. Any last comments or issues we should talk about, gents, before we get into the questions themselves?
Let's get it.
Feel their
Okay.
enthusiasm.
So tonight's categories are: question 1, something none of you are thinking about right now, first year recruiting. And the thing that will actually be starting first somehow, but seems much less important, round 2, the core curriculum. Round 3, we got double trouble for you all. And to end the night, we have top of the list. Those are your categories for tonight. So we will dive into the first one, first year recruiting. And for that, I will hand it over to Will.
All right, let's do it. First year recruiting. So long ago. Question 1 for Amazon. Jeff Bezos played a role in what 2016 movie in which his one line was "Speak normally"? I don't know if the style of saying that was right. I haven't seen the movie, but question 2 for Bane. Donald Bane was a ghostwriter for what fiction series based on a TV show, including the first novel, Gin and Daggers, which had to be republished in 2000 to correct several inconsistencies? Question 3 for Bank of America. What American bank robber, when asked why they robbed banks, is apocryphically, nope, I missed it. I don't know, I practiced it so many times too. Apocryphally quoted as saying, because that's where the money is. Anyone who doesn't know what that word means, like me, it's like dubious, okay?
You did wonderfully.
God damn it.
I've mispronounced many more words in my one of speaking.
Question 4 for BCG. Bacillus calmette-guerin is a vaccine for what bacterial infection, which is the leading cause of sickness and death for those with HIV/AIDS? Question 5 for Colgate. Gilbert Colgate won the bronze medal in bobsledding at the 1936 Winter Olympics. What country won 4 medals across the 3 bobsled events at the 2018 Winter Olympics?
Michael, is this part of your onboarding, this question?
Yeah, this is actually what lands you the internship, is if you know this question.
Question 6 for Google. To promote the launch of Google Play Music in 2011, which band debuted the live recording Brussels Affair Live 1973 exclusively through the store? Question 7 for Goldman Sachs. Which former Goldman Sachs employee served as the Prime Minister of Australia from 2015 to 2018? Question 8 for JP Morgan. Morgan Fairchild guest starred as Andrea Thorpe, a professional rival of the protagonist in what 1990s sitcom? Question 9 for a small consulting firm you've probably never heard of. Of the 8 planets in our solar system, Mars is the blank largest by radius. Fill in that blank with an ordinal number.
You can tell them all about it, Will.
And finally, question 10 from Morgan Stanley. Mount Stanley, the third tallest mountain in Africa, is known by what other name?
Okay, well, there you have it. Those are the questions for round one. First year recruiting. Know that no favoritism or recommendation towards company went into the making of this list. It was purely based on trivia quality. I'm sure all companies on this list and elsewhere are perfectly lovely employers. But you have until 8:20 p.m. to answer these questions about these 10. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat.
Did my Wi-Fi die?
A little bit, yeah. We are back. Hopefully the stream is fine. Looks good. I'm going to give y'all one more minute just because of that potential momentary hiccup with the connection. So one more minute. You're still thinking about some of those answers. Okay, that is it. It's the 12:30 deadline. All applications must be in. And it is time to get some answers that everyone we know is looking for. The answers to first year recruiting will guide these students.
All right, I got you. Question 1. Jeff Bezos played a role in what 2016 movie? That would be Star Trek Beyond. No difference in those pictures. Question 2, Bain. Donald Bain was a ghostwriter for what fiction series based on a TV show? That would be Murder, She Wrote. Question 3, for Bank of America. What American bank robber, when asked why they robbed banks, is apocryphally quoted as saying, because that's where the money is? That would be Willie Sutton. Apocryphally. Today you all learned. BCG, Bacillus calmette-guerin, is a vaccine for what bacterial infection, which is the leading cause of sickness and death for those with HIV/AIDS? That would be tuberculosis, TB. Question 5 for Colgate. Gilbert Colgate won the bronze medal in bobsledding at the 1936 Winter Olympics, but what country won 4 medals across the 3 bobsled events in 2018? That, of course, was Germany. Question 6. To promote the launch of Google Play Music in 2011, which band debuted the live recording Brussels Affair? That would be the Rolling Stones. And which former Goldman Sachs employee served as the Prime Minister of Australia from 2015 to 2018? That would be Malcolm Turnbull. Question 8. Morgan Fairchild guest starred as Andrea Thorpe, a professional rival of the protagonist in what 90s sitcom? That would be Sybil. Is that right? I have no idea what that is. Sybil? Yeah. Question 9, Mars and Co. Of the 8 planets in our solar system, Mars is the what largest by radius? That would be 7th. And question 10 for Morgan Stanley. Mount Stanley, the 3rd tallest mountain in Africa, is known by what other name? Oh God, it's Mount Naima. Mike, you got that one?
I don't actually know this one. I apologize, Will. But yeah, you read it beautifully.
Yoicks.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Teo is busy scoring those rounds. But we move on. It's time for round 2, the core curriculum. Let's get into it. Question 1 for financial accounting. What musician majored in accounting before going on to become the best-selling instrumental musician alive and one of the best-selling artists of all time at 75 million records? Question 2 for managing people. Arguably the best manager of people ever, Alexander the Great was monarch of what ancient Greek kingdom? Question 3 for analytics. What Englishman is considered the founder of demography, the statistical study of populations? Question 4. Capital Markets. In Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, what is the name of the capital of the Galactic Empire? Question 5. Strategy. 4X is a subgenre of strategy video games, including games such as Sid Meier's Civilization series. Name 3 of the 4 X's. You can tell Will likes that question.
Yeah, Team No Shit Sherman is missing me right now.
Question 6. Marketing. What musical artist significantly strengthened their brand by releasing, quote, keys to success videos on Snapchat in 2015 and 2016? Are the kids still on Snapchat? I don't actually know. Question 7. Corporate finance. What is the name of Michael Douglas's corporate raider character in the 1987 film Wall Street? Into winter term now, if I remember correctly? Question 8. Global economics for managers. Antigua and Barbuda are one of the global economies most reliant on tourism. What is the capital port city of Antigua and Barbuda? Question 9, managing organizations into the spring term. What sports franchise did Forbes list as the most valuable sports team in 2019? And question 10, operations. What was the Allied military operation codename for the Battle of Normandy in 1944? In the Forbes list, so it could be either. You have until, let's take a look, 8:40 p.m. Eastern time to get these answers in. Any other questions, put them in a chat. Okay, there you have it. That is round 2, core curriculum. We will get you those answers soon, but first, we will throw it over to Teo. Maybe one of us just froze.
All right. So, as a heads up, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. This was a rough round, as many of you have texted me. No, you were admirable. I could not have done any of these. So, oh, we might have lost. I just need, we might have lost Michael for a quick second. And if we don't get him back soon, I'll just read out what were the scores. In the event we're unable to do that. We'll just kind of go with that. So, in first place, Wolves of Allen Street. They got 9 points. Oh, perfect. Will, you are now the host. I'm going to go ahead and grab that from you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Wolves of Allen Street came in 9 points, leading the pack. Chevy Surfs, great showing with 7. Ungender Trivia, Parental Figure, 6. Everyone else kind of, as you can see, where you can see for yourselves where you fall on the scoreboard. I would have come in with a -2. I appreciate the creativity and the answers when you didn't know. I'm sure Erukana is very pleased to know that he now has a mountain in Africa as well. And let me think, any other noteworthy responses? Y'all were just great. So, oops, my apologies. Meant to click something else. But we're good. So I'm going to hand it off to Will. Well, any comments from you, Will?
Yeah, it's all good. I just need a minute. I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint in case we have lost Mike.
Fair enough. Danny Roper, there's a shout out for you that's been sent along through the radio waves. So shout out to you for all that you do from anonymous admirers. Feel free to pass those along as well. We do indulge all of those requests. But I'll go ahead and stop over here and pass it back off.
Did we get Mike back?
Cool again.
Michael. All right, maybe not. So I'll try to share from my end.
Cool. While you all go do that, I'm going to go score round 2. Thank you all for having me for this quick little... I'm just kidding. I'll be right here with you all. Oh, it's looking good, Will.
All right, is that working?
Yeah, perfect.
How do I want to make it,
Yeah, present.
Yeah.
This shows you all how important Michael is for trivia nights. It looks great. Great job, Will.
Does that work? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do the round 2 answers. So question 1 was, what musician majored in accounting before going on to become the best-selling instrumental musician alive? That was Kenneth Gorlick, a.k.a. Kenny G. You know him, you love him. Question 2, arguably the best manager of people ever, Alexander the Great, was monarch of what ancient kingdom? That would be Macedonia. Question 3, what Englishman is considered the founder of demography, that's the statistical study of populations? That would be John Grant. John Grant. Get it. Question 4, in Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, what is the name of the capital of the Galactic Empire? That would be Trantor. Of course.
Obviously, yeah, for sure. Had to be.
Had to be. Question 5, 4X, the best subgenre of strategy video games, including games like Civ 6. Name 3 of the 4 X's, so 3 out of the explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. Gotta balance your X's. Question 6. Which musical artist significantly strengthened their brand by releasing Keys to Success videos on Snapchat in 2015 and 2016? That would be DJ Khaled. Major Key. I remember that phase. Question 7. What is the name of Michael Douglas's corporate raider character in the 1987 film Wall Street? That would be Gordon Gekko. Gordon Gekko. Classic French cuff on his shirts. Question 8. Antigua and Barbuda are one the global economy's most reliant on tourism. One of. I think there's an of missing in there. What is the capital port city of Antigua and Barbuda? That would be St. John's. Question 9. What sports franchise did Forbes list as the most valuable sports team in 2019? That would be the Dallas Cowboys. And question 10. What was the Allied military operation code name for the Battle of Normandy in 1944? That would be Operation Overlord.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back, Michael.
I'm alive. I live. I breathe. I have internet again. Sorry for that interruption, folks. But thank you, Will and Teo, for carrying on.
Yep. Should I just keep going on mine?
Your call. I'm happy to take over if you want to do it.
Yeah, I can do my round. Are they on a timer automatically, or?
Nope. You click through.
Okay. Cool. So we will move on to round 3, written by yours truly, the Double Trouble. All right, Michael, we're on something.
This is a team effort, Will. We don't have to be adversaries.
Yeah.
Friend. It's all about love.
Question 1 of round 3. What Indian general double-crossed his commander at the Battle of Plassey in 1757, ensuring the British victory? Hint, his subsequent reign as Nawab of Bengal is considered by many to be the start of British imperialism in the Indian subcontinent. Question 2. Name the 2 waterfalls that are part of Niagara Falls and lie within the United States. Question 3. What 1989 Broadway musical features songs such as Double Talk, The Tennis Song, and Lost and Found? That is definitely a Michael question. Question 4. The Minnesota Twins baseball team played their first game as the Twins on April 21st, 1961. What was the team name before they moved to Minnesota? Question 5, my favorite. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Name 2 ingredients in the hell broth recipe from Macbeth's Song of the Witches. And question 6, the 1998 classic, The Parent Trap, twins Annie and Hallie serendipitously meet at summer camp. What was the name of the camp? Question 7. According to the lyrics of his 2004 song, Snoop D-O-double-G, rapper Snoop Dogg lives on how many acres of land? Question 8. What nucleotide only occurs in the single-stranded RNA and not in the double-stranded DNA? Question 9. What American basketball player was the only player to record a double-double in the 2016 Olympic men's basketball gold medal game with 13 points and 15 rebounds? And question 10. Italy's most popular coffee drink is the double espresso. In what Italian city was the espresso machine invented? Okay, that brings us to the end of round 3. So we'll give 5 minutes. Let's see, we have the summary page. There it is. So we'll give 5 minutes to review the round, and we'll look for submissions by 9:02 Eastern Time. All right, everyone, finish up those answers, get them in. And we're going to turn it over to Teo to give us a quick update on how we did on round 2.
Great job, everybody, with round 2. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the results. The pack definitely moved. We're seeing the Wolves of Allen Street take over at the top after a really strong round. You still have Chevy Surfs over here on gender trivia, parental figures. And we did see a lot of movement in the rest of the lines as well. So very proud of you all in this round. Again, way more answers than I would have gotten. I don't know if you all have anything you want to say, Michael or Will.
You're such like a loving parent, Teo. Just like so proud of everyone. No, really great performances. Strong round. Wolves of Allen Street having a great night. We'll see if they can keep it going for the last 2 rounds.
Awesome.
Should I keep doing the slides? Probably.
Totally up to you. I can take over or not.
Might be safer.
Yeah, your video is pretty choppy, so. Yeah.
Keep it up, everybody.
Okay, so some answers for round 3. Whip through these. So, what Indian general double-crossed his commander at the Battle of Plassey in 1757? That was Mir Jafar. Name the 2 waterfalls that are part of Niagara Falls and lie within the United States. That would be the American Falls and the Bridal Veil Falls. Right where Jim and Pam got married, right there. What 1989 Broadway musical features songs such as Double Talk, The Tennis Song, and Lost and Found? That would be City of Angels. The Minnesota Twins baseball team played their first game as the Twins in 1961. What were they called before they moved to Minnesota? That was the Washington Senators. Question 5. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. What are the next couple lines that lay out the recipe? The fillet of a fenny snake, the eye of a newt, the toe of a frog, the wool of a bat, or the tongue of a dog, an adder's fork, a blindworm's sting, a lizard's leg, or an owlet's wing. Question 6. In the 1998 classic The Parent Trap, twins Annie and Haley serendipitously meet at summer camp. That camp was called Camp Walden for Girls. Peak Lindsay Lohan right there. Question 7. According to the lyrics of his 2004 song Snoop D-O-double-G, how many acres of land does Snoop Dogg live on? That would be 10. Not going to wrap it for you, even though I'm tempted. Question 8. What nucleotide only occurs in the single-stranded RNA and not in the double-stranded DNA? That would be uracil. U. Science. Question 9. What American basketball player was the only player to record a double-double in the 2016 Olympic men's basketball gold medal game? That would be DeMarcus Cousins. And question 10. In what Italian city was the espresso machine invented? That would be Turin. Okay, we are now on to round 4. Mike, are you alive?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll do my best. If I just don't talk for a while, feel free to read the questions for me.
Okay, sounds good.
This is round 4, top of the list, last round of the night. Let's get into it. Question 1. What non-American has been featured the greatest number of people in the world list, which began in 2004?
Question 2.
Question 2. After Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, what active soccer or football player has the most total career goals scored with 549? Question 3. What book currently sits atop the New York Times bestsellers fiction list? This is for the week of July 26, 2020. Question 4. What is the world's largest lake by area? Question 5. The AFI Top 100 list of American movies was last updated in 2007. What movie on that list, ranked number 50, had the latest release year of any film on the list? Question 6. 3 musical artists each had 5 songs on Billboard 2019 year. In Hot 100 chart, which was the most of any artists. Name
I think Mike's connection's a little rough here, so why don't I do the last couple questions here? Sorry, Mike. Who is the only person in history to have won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry and the Nobel Peace Prize?
Question 7, maybe.
Question 8. After the British Empire, what historical empire had the second largest maximum land area? Question 9. According to a 2018 UN urbanization report, the world's 3 most populous cities, Tokyo, Delhi, and Shanghai, are all in Asia. What 2 non-Asian cities come in the 4th and 5th on the list, each with approximately 22 million inhabitants? And question 10. After J.K. Rowling, what author did Forbes identify as the world's second highest paid author in 2019? Okay, so that's round 4. Here's the summary of the questions. So we'll give you 5 minutes to wrap them up. Please have everything submitted by 9:21 Eastern Time, 9:21. All right, everyone, we are just about at time. So with that, we're going to turn it over to Teo to update us on the score.
All right. Thanks everybody for your submissions. Some days build character. I think this is one of those days. Y'all are still doing way better than I am though. So keep pushing through. I'm gonna go ahead and project in a sec. Okay. So Wolves of Allen Street are maintaining their lead. It did get chipped away a little bit by Chevy Surfs. Altogether, there were some really challenging questions this round, but people rose to many of the occasions. Nice job with Snoop Dogg. A lot of people went for the 420 route, even though it was actually 10. I respect your hustle, though. But it'll be interesting to see how tonight wraps up, so I'll be getting to go into those shortly. Anything you want to add, Will or Michael?
Next week, all the questions are going to be easy, you guys. They're just going to be the easiest things in the world. So everyone come back next week for the easy rounds.
No, it's a good challenge, and teams are rising to the occasion, and excited to see how we end up.
Cool. When you get to that. Thanks, everybody.
Mike, if you're back, should I keep doing the slides and you want to read the answers maybe?
Sure, I'll give it a go. If I disappear again, we'll understand that it's just not our night.
Cool.
Okay, round 4, top of the list. Let's get into those answers. Question 1. What non-American has been featured the greatest number of times on the Time 100 Most Influential People in the World list? It is Xi Jinping. Question 2. After Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, what active soccer football player has the most total career goals scored with 549? It is Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Sick man bun.
What book currently sits atop the New York Times bestsellers fiction list for the week of July 26? It is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Question 4. What is the world's largest lake by area? Something of a trick question. It is the Caspian Sea, which is technically, geographically, a lake.
Tricky.
Question 5. The AFI Top 100 list of American movies was last updated in 2007. What movie on that list, ranked number 50, had the latest release year of any film on the list? It was The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, the only movie on the list to come out this century. And boy, in hindsight, I don't know that I would make that spot anymore. But hey, 2007 was a different time.
What is this list? AFI Top 100?
It's a list of like the best American movies of all time. So like whatchamacallit is number 1, Citizen Kane, things like that. I forget who the AFI is, but there's someone. You hear people like reference like, oh, I'm going to go watch all AFI Top 100. Question 6. 3 musical artists each had 5 songs on Billboard's 2019 year-end Hot 100 chart. Name 2 of them. You could have said Ariana Grande, Khaled, or Post Malone.
Not a sick man bun.
Question 7. Who is the only person in history to have won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry and the Nobel Peace Prize? It is Linus Pauling. It's a tough one. Question 8. After the British Empire, what historical empire had the second largest maximum land area? It was the Mongol Empire. Question 7. According to the 2008 UN Urbanization Report, the world's 3 most populous cities, Tokyo, Delhi, and Shanghai, are all in Asia. What 2 non-Asian cities come in 4th and 5th on the list, each with 22 million inhabitants? They are Mexico City and Sao Paulo. And our last question of the night. After J.K. Rowling, what author did Forbes identify as the world's 2nd highest paid author in 2019? James Patterson. I have not read any of his books.
I think I have. feel like he churns them out. He puts out like 2 books a year.
Yeah, there's a volume play there.
I feel like I was like in an airport and like bored and like bought a James Patterson book.
Yeah, I feel like that's the book you always see on that little like cart in front of a bookstore. Maybe they're very good. I just don't know. I haven't read them. Thank you all for playing so much. We're sorry for the technical difficulties, but we made it through somehow, some way. We banded together. Currently, Teo is hard at work, as you can see, trapped in his cave with very little light, feverishly trying to deliver those final scores. While we wait, feel free to talk amongst yourselves and bond as teams. Feel free to ask us something in the chat, and we'll try to answer. That's pretty much all we got while we wait for the scores.
I'll be ready in 3 minutes.
There you go. You got a counter. You been reading or watching anything good, Will?
What have I been doing? I have never seen it, but I've been listening to the soundtrack of Dear Evan Hansen, like on repeat this week. It's so good.
Very good. Very strong show.
Did you see it on Broadway?
I have seen it. Yeah. I saw it maybe a year ago.
Cool.
Back when there was things like traveling and going to theater.
Yeah, must be nice.
There's another world of this summer where you and I are both in New York and we can like go see some shows every couple of weeks. But
I know, and I live like around the corner from all the theaters, so I could have gone every night if I wanted to.
Ugh.
Rip.
Some questions in the chat about the Tuck honor code. We touched on this a bit in spring. We don't know what's going on the other side. We trust you all to have some fun, come play a game every couple weeks with us. If you're seriously concerned about competitive fairness, please reach out to us, and we're happy to have that conversation. And we'll communicate everything we need to through the captains. But this is meant to be a fun competition. Nothing of true importance is on the line. So hopefully no one feels compelled to cheat. Okay, Teo suggests he may be ready, or he's doing some other gesture that I don't know.
I was just giving a thumbs up to what you said. I mean, I think my 3 minutes may be up, or I might have like 30 seconds left to just do one last quick check and make sure I didn't botch it up.
Okay, take your time. Ugh.
Okay. All right. Think I am good to go. And as always, if there's anything messed up, let me know. I will gladly correct it, and we can easily send a little note out. But I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, 1 second. Something did not go right. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and present. Alrighty. Let me get that on the screen. Great job again, everybody. It's always tough with trivia. But Wolves of Allen Street ended up coming out on top. Chevy Surfs, again, right on their tails. Overall, it was a good week in watching how people kind of moved up and down the ladder. Just thank you as always for participating. And again, if there is anything that you think here is absolutely preposterous, shoot me a text. If you think I've gotten something wrong, I will happily say so. But great work this week, fam. Anything on your ends, Will or Michael?
I don't know if people can hear me. I think I'm back. Thank you all so much for coming again. We so appreciate it. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. And then keep on the lookout for emails from us or from the captains as we continue the league, while also making sure that as all the exciting things begin to happen with T22s and beginning tuck orientation things, that they still get to participate. So we will be in communication with that. But, congratulations to the Wolves of Allen Street. Really strong performance. As they said, tough questions up and down. So everyone did really well. And we are excited to be back in a couple of weeks and see what you'll have at that point. Anything from you, Will?
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, those were hard questions. Although the median team here got like half the questions right, so it's like in the right ballpark. But no, 2 weeks is the easy week. So everyone come back to get all 100% of the questions right and feel great about yourself. So see you then.
Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
That pains Michael to hear.
I love good trivia, whatever that may be.
All right, good night, guys.
Okay, let us know when we're down.